Come on. Do something. Hey, welcome back to Self-Built. Today, I'm going to show you the awesome things you can use this ordinary piece of wood for to help build your legs, improve your technique, and change things up a little bit. You ready to see it? All right, let's jump in it. Okay, so a couple of problems I can see people running into when you're training legs is you're going to want to do squats, which I mean that is one of the most known, and a lot of people swear by it being the best leg builder possible. And what can happen is if you're limited in a few things, one thing being ankle mobility. So what I mean by that is when you're going down, if you start to squat, if you don't have much mobility in your ankles, you can do one of two things or both together. You can either stop and then your lower back starts to go down, trying to compensate for getting lower, which will put greater stress on your lower back and give you great injury chances. Or you can keep your back pretty straight up and then you start to go on your toes. And the problem with that is you don't want your knees to go too much past your toes. And what that'll do is put a lot of stress on that knee and can make it prone to injury as well. And there's a couple things you can do to try to help loosen up your ankles. You can do a couple sets with just body weight squats. You can just kind of keep your body weight on your toes, stretching out your calves a little bit and ankles. You can do a little bit of this to kind of help. A couple different stretches to see if that will help loosen it up. Me personally, I do have really stiff ankles, and if I do 2 or 3 sets pretty light on squats, it will loosen it up a little bit. But something else you can do for an instant fix is this piece of wood. What you're going to want to do is put it under the heel of your foot. So it's almost like you're wearing some sort of heel or high heels or something. It's basically where you're elevating your heel. That way when you're going down, your ankle's already at this motion. So when you're going down, you're not going to be getting bent a whole lot. So when you're going down, your ankle and heel, this is your heel right here, is like this. So when you're going down, you're able to go much deeper because you're already at an angle to where you don't have to use nearly as much range of motion or flexion in your ankle. So it helps a lot with just the mobility part to help you be in a healthy range of motion to where your knees or your back don't have to overcompensate. And just to kind of show you what it looks like. So when you're on here, you can go just straight down and your knees don't go past and your back doesn't go shooting forward. And all you have to do is just make sure you feel balanced before you throw on a whole bunch of weight. I would recommend starting light, getting a feel for it, because it does feel a little less stable as normal having your foot on the ground, but there's 2 huge advantages that you'll get. First one being that range of motion. The second one, it puts a lot more activation on the quads. If you don't believe me, try it. You feel a lot less activation in the glutes and hams because your ankle is at such an angle to where you're not bending as much. There's not as much stress, and it really helps put it on those quads. So give it a try. It is awesome. And I'll do a quick little demo of it just so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so I've got my weight. Now you want to just carefully just let the weight move nice and easy to it. Don't force anything. You want to move your heels up on the board and then just focus on keeping the weight on your heels. It kind of forces you to do that, which also helps you use your quads even more. And then you'll just come down, just like so, and drive back up. And you'll feel it in your quads so much more than just a traditional. just like that. Now you don't have to just use a piece of wood. You can see the thickness here. It's just a typical 2x4. If you don't have a 2x4 laying around, you can use any sort of weights, just anything to elevate your ankle. That's the goal. Just keep that heel elevated and you'll definitely feel some different activation as you're doing those legs. So give it a try, tell me what you thought. That is my tip for you today on training legs. So hopefully it works for you. All right, let me know how it worked for you in the comments below. If you liked the video, give it a like, share it over here, and subscribe. And we will see you next time on Self Built.